Fire sign, Sun Moon rising the 21st of July to the 27th of July 2020 for full version on my YouTube channel, frequency Phoenix 555.
Cat wave, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 21st, we have a full moon in Capricorn. The moon is exalted in Capricorn. Imagine yourself as a business leader, taking charge and making strategic decisions. It's a day to organize your tasks and responsibilities with a clear head. Your ambition can drive you to make significant progress. Be the reliable friend or family member others look up to. Please watch my full moon in Capricorn for its sun, moon and rising signs. On the 22nd, the sun enters Leo. The sun is exalted in its own sign. Picture yourself as a star of your own show, radiating warmth and generosity. This is the perfect moment to step into your spotlight. Express yourself creatively, whether through art, music, or a passion project. Plan a gathering with friends or loved ones to share your vibrant energy. This is a time to be proud of whom you are and celebrate your achievements. On the 23rd, the sun in Leo is in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. The sun is exalted in its own sign. This transit might feel intense as power struggles and hidden issues come to the surface. Think of a situation where you need to stand your ground against a challenging authoritative figure. Stay true to your values and don't get swayed by manipulative tactics. It's important to address any underlying tensions in your relationships. Consider setting boundaries to protect your personal space. Stay calm and composed even when faced with confrontation. On the 24th, the moon in Pisces is conjunct to Saturn in Pisces. The moon is in fall. Imagine a time when you had to face reality and deal with emotional responsibility. Focus on your emotional health and set realistic boundaries. Seek out solitude to think deeply about your personal goals and dreams. This is a good day for meditation or quiet contemplation. Address any emotional challenges with a practical approach. Support a friend or loved one who might be going through a tough time. Be patient with yourself and others as you work through complex feelings. On the 25th, the sun in Leo sextiles Mars in Gemini. The sun is exalted in its own sign. This transit is about dynamic energy and taking the initiative. Channel your energy into productive activities and collaborations. Engage in physical activities to release pent-up energy and stay active. Use this time to network and connect with like-minded individuals. On the 26th, we have Chiron going retrograde in Aries. Chiron is in fall in Aries. Think about a moment when you had to revisit old wounds to find closure. Take time to understand your personal pain and how it shaped your life. Focus on healing past traumas and forgiving yourself and others. Engage in activities that promote self-care and emotional well-being. Seek guidance from mentors or therapists if needed. Be patient with your healing journey and allow yourself to feel vulnerable. Use this period to build inner strength and resilience. On the 27th, the moon in Taurus squares Pluto in Aquarius. The moon is in detriment. Imagine a time when you had to adapt quickly to a sudden shift in your life. Avoid power struggles and instead seek compromise where possible. Use this energy to declutter your space and mind. Take the time to reconnect and nurture. Reflect on what changes are necessary for your personal growth. Stay calm and composed in the face of adversity and trust your resilience. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Fire Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for messages for your next 7 days. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive right in and unpack. You have the energy of a 5, darling dears. 5 speaks about change. Maybe it's on the back of conflict, some form of a challenge, but it could also speak about you releasing a situation, darling dears. Being more adaptable, being open to new ideas, new concepts. We have a 5 and a 6 on top. This is Venus energy, darling dears. So it's balancing out your money, your beauty. It's about your relationships. Maybe you're putting something out there pertaining to money, beauty, relationships. Could be some form of luxury, or doing something involving children. Children, in the sense, why did I say children? Something to do with children? Good golly and gosh. Well, the energy of the 5 does represent children, so it's going to have children involved in the situation. Okay. All right. We have the energy of a 5. 5 speaks about your security, darling dears, but what you're doing at this moment in time is creating a bit of a fret, a rift in someone's life. You will be having to make a major decision in the not too distant future. Okay. It's also about the energy of the 5 is about a debt has been repaid. Good golly and gosh, if it's a karmic debt, good for you. Good for you. The energy of the 5 also speaks about having a problem at home. So it could be something involving a child within your home, darling dears, over the next 7 days. Okay. The energy of the 5 tells me that you are a free thinker, darling dears. You roll with the number 741. And you know that the 741 is about your throat, how you speak, and it represents Wednesday as well. Okay, the energy of the 5 is 5, 14, or 23. You could be a life path 5. The letters are E and W. It's also ruled by Mercury, which rules Gemini and Virgo, which is E, H, N, and X. Okay. All right. Mercury is about legal situations, friendships, or the lack of, darling dears, because competition could be afoot. It's representative of you being more of a pioneer. It speaks of you having learned some kind of a major life lesson. So it's a karmic debt that's been repaid because of your resourcefulness. Maybe it's because you was able to find constructive freedom in a tight grip, darling dears, a tight grip. Your luckiest days will be the 1st, the 5th, and the 7th. Your luckiest dates will be Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. It's about your intellect, darling dears. This is about you utilizing all of your mind, just not just a little, all of it, to create this new level of freedom that you are actually enjoying at this moment in time. The energy of the 5 is represented by a quincux. So it speaks about a very stressful situation that you was in, or you've been going through a stressful situation, darling dears. But it's reaching the end game. Remember, I told you that. Let's press on. Let's press on. The energy of the 5, darling dears, according to the low shoe grid, speaks of what? Good fortune, darling dears. Something is following you like white on rice. Why? Because of past works done, darling dears. Okay. Let's press on. Let's get an outside energy. Can I find? Yes. We're going to go with the FP555 Oracle Intel deck. If you're interested, pick them up in the description box below. Let's give it a good shufty. Moving forward from a tight situation. Something that was untenable, darling dears, but you did it like a boss. Okay. We have a 20. This is represented by the Judgment card in Tarot, darling dears. A situation has definitely come to an end. Not going back, not for all the tea in China. This is a fresh start for you. It's also about you promoting yourself, whether it's online, with a book. Something online is going to be significant for you over the next 7 days, darling dears. This is definitely a change in your status. It's a divine step up, darling dears. Stepping up and not being found lacking. The energy of the 20 also speaks about what? A gingivitis, darling dears. Yes, a lying mother foe. Yes, a merchant of slander, Jeremiah 9:40. Yes, it's a change in the situation, but they haven't forgotten you, darling dears. People are talking. And they're doing it for free. Okay, fell right into my hand. We've got karma on the tableau, darling dears. The 5 and the 3 goes to the energy of an 8. 8 is represented by what? Karmic debt or physical debt. As well as karma, darling dears. Someone I go through heat. Oh, child, they need to shut up. They're talking, they need to stop talking. Right? Because you are what? In cleansing mode. This is the 7 gone to a 10, darling dears. So it speaks about the culmination. You've ended some kind of cycle. And the energy of the 10 speaks about karma. You're leaving someone in the dust, darling dears. They're not loving it. They don't love it. Why don't they love it? They should love it. Let's press on. Gonna use the... It's still in a circle, so you're keeping your circles tight and right. First card, this is ground. Oh, you've got 2 cards, darling dears. The energy of the 3 is also representative of the Empress, knowing your worth and adding tax. It could also speak about you birthing something. Could be a child, a new idea. Maybe it's a new hobby, darling dears, but something you have to get out there. Why? It's on the energy of the sacral chakra, darling dears. 417. It could also speak about your self-worth, your emotions, maybe birthing a new relationship around you over the next 7 days, darling dears. Remember to what? Take caution with you, darling dears. Don't just lose your mind. We've also got what? The energy of 19, darling dears. This is represented by Big Cat Sun energy, darling dears, but there's some kind of a shame. The shame could be what? Past wounds, darling dears, looking at how you're dealing with situations and how you're going to what? Deal with them going forward. This is about being introspective, taking some time by yourself, possibly in nature, to what? Get to the nitty gritty. Why? You don't want no one to be your king, darling dears. And if you allow your emotional wounds to carry you through life, what an unhappy life you will have. There is so much out there to experience and enjoy at this stage of the game, in this most fortuitous time of what? Pluto in Aquarius, darling dears. Remember I told you that? Somebody's definitely trying to what? Get away from some form of past wound, but you have to face it in order to conquer it. Base of the deck, darling dears, and it will all be good juju on you. Remember I told you that? Definitely dealing with some shadow work. Maybe it's because it's coming up to a new moon, which will be in Leo. I've uploaded the video. Go and watch it, darling dears. See where the sun is going to fall for your sun, moon and rising sign, darling dears. Get whatever effect is for you, which is for you. Definitely coming away from past wounds, darling dears. Facing these shames and moving forward. Okay. Let's get a deck to the decks. Base of the deck, we've got the King of Pentacles. It can represent someone who is set in their ways, darling dears, used to things going a certain way. It could also represent to some a new husband or wife approaching them, darling dears. This is somebody who is going to be extremely supportive, practical, someone who is wise, darling dears. Somebody's possibly into investments approaching you. Okay, we'll leave this for the relationships. We'll be right back with that. Okay, let's give it a quick shufty. Your first thing will be relationships. This King of Pentacles that's coming towards you, darling dears, representative of a husband or wife. Someone who likes to take a risk or a gamble, and again, it could be into investments. It could be AI, something online, darling dears. You're going to have a reason to celebrate. This is dating, darling dears. Going out, having a good time. Yeah, a new beginning. Page of Pentacles also represents the helping hands that are coming towards you. If it is a relationship that you are looking for. If it's not a relationship, darling dears, this is good times with friends, darling dears. Enjoying that energy. Because you are about to change your financial bracket. Remember, I told you that. Pentacles always represents what's online. Yeah, you've been through some kind of disappointment, darling dears. But this is not about you looking at the glass half empty. See it as being half full, because the sun is coming up, darling dears. This is about you putting the past behind you like a ponytail. And again, we're going back to the bad juju, the shame, all of this and that, darling dears. Letting go of what no longer serves you. Let nothing be your boss. I keep telling you that, darling dears. Face everything. Okay. Right, the energy of the 5 is always about change being afoot, darling dears. Yeah, this is about you putting down certain things in your situation. It could be a relationship, a past relationship, darling dears. Getting past an abusive situation, something that did not serve you, darling dears. It could be the releasing of drugs, alcohol, anything that was mind altering, right? Going for a more cleaner living. Hence the temperance energy, and it shows that you are being protected over the next 7 days, darling dears. What about the disappointment? There was people that like to argue, yeah? People that like to kick you in your teeth when you was down. Yeah, well, guess what? When you're up, you're stuck. Remember, I told you that, darling dears. You're going to have a fabulous week over the next 7 days. This is also about you, what? Tackling people on if somebody's being abusive or over the top in a situation. Your money is looking good, darling dears. You've got a new level of balance, and it also speaks about your foot being in 2 worlds, hence fire energy, darling dears. Always attached to spirit, but you will definitely be taking a risk, learning new things over the next 7 days. It's ruled by Archangel Michael. Call him at any time. This is definitely a transformational period for you. Somebody's going to be giving plasma over the next 7 days. Okay. Where does all of it go, darling dears? So much gets given on a daily. Listen, oi, let's get off of that. Because you know I'm a big time conspiracy theorist. Yeah. Whatever you was going through, darling dears, you're going to have to face your demons over the next 7 days to release what no longer serves you, so you can move forward in a more wholesome manner. Yeah, let go. And it also speaks about people that are talking in the background, darling. There's many, and all of them have to go up against one you. You're the baddest of them all. Fist bump. Yeah, good going, gosh. Yeah, somebody that wants to be in drama, darling dears. They would love to be in drama with you, just to have someone to pick on, but it can't be you, darling dears. You've got the energy of a 6 and a 1 that goes to a 7. Highly spiritual number, darling dears, but it also speaks about what? Analyze everything. Don't take things at face value. Look at small print. Pay attention to everything, because we are at this moment in time in the beginning of Mercury retrograde, darling dears. I believe it began on the 17th of this month. Okay, final card. Something you've been waiting for a long time is going to arrive for you, darling dears. If it's a husband, a new relationship, being able to socialize, take on new things in your life, darling dears. But again, I caution you to face whatever it is in your past that's blocking your way forward. Let's get one final card. Where do we go from here? I'm going with the Romance Angel cards. And then we're out of here to get great. Getting to know each other. So you're definitely going to be meeting someone, darling dears. And it could be someone that is going to be what? A helpmate pertaining to your finances. Someone that's going to pour into your finances or give you some kind of guiding light. You're doing very well, darling dears. Whatever you're overcoming is bringing this new person into your hemisphere. Remember, frequency is everything. Leave those with the unrequited love where they are, darling dears. They're in that karma and that cleanse with the gingivitis advocate, right, for a reason. What are they again? Let me remind ourselves. A lying mother foe. A merchant of slander. Leave them where they are. Remember, the energy of the 20 is a fresh start for you. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Confirmation. Big cat wave. Until we meet again. On these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.